So King Jen reached out to message me, and they asked if I would talk to men on some of the more everyday, subtle ways that sexism and misogyny show up in our society. Of course, I'd be happy to, but that's an incredibly broad topic, one that I think I'll need a new series for. So welcome to Everyday Sexism. Now obviously I only know a small part of it because it's not part of my lived daily experience. So I'd ask all of you to share topic ideas of some of the things that just don't generally get discussed either in my comments or in my DMs so that I can also learn through doing this series. And we'll start by talking about video games. So a couple of weeks ago, the Xbox Showcase happened and revealed a number of new video games, including a trailer for the new Fable 4. And this trailer was met with immediate backlash from a number of gamers. Why? Because the developers had had the audacity to feature a female protagonist who didn't hold to impossibly high beauty standards. And so tilted with these gamers at the prospect of not being able to play as a Victoria's Secret model, with one saying that the game was not only unplayable, but they didn't even want to look at them. And culture and gaming critic Stillgray saying that this is what happens when you consult woke intersectional feminists. And it seems really weird to say that a game series that started almost 20 years ago back in 2004 and featured gay and bisexual marriages has now gone woke. He then went on to say he was being attacked simply for pointing out the declining aesthetics in art. And look, there is an easy cheap shot to be made saying that this guy cares about aesthetics that would be incredibly mean of me to say. But he's an a-hole who likes to bully other people, so I'm leaving this one in. And goes on to complain that there are women out there flaunting their sexuality. And he uses Lizzo as his example, which muddies his argument to the point where I'm not even sure he knows what he's arguing. Except to say how dare women that he doesn't find attractive go out there being all successful and sexy. Tuh, the nerve. But sadly this backlash over Fable 4 is nothing new. When Forbidden West, the sequel to Horizon Dawn, was released, the developers took the opportunity to make the most of next-generation hardware and update the character's model, giving the protagonist Aloy a rounder face, which was widely criticized by gamers who claimed this was the work of feminists trying to make all their female characters fat and ugly. And when Dead Space Remake was released, an updated version of the original game for modern hardware, developers again took the time to update character models, including for Isaac's wife Nicole. This once again received backlash from gamers who felt that the character model was now ugly and old and that this was once again the work of feminism. And when Shadow of the Tomb Raider updated their character model for Lara Croft, in order to more accurately mimic the real-life appearance of voice actress Camilla Luddington, to increase the accuracy of the motion capture software that they were using, developers were again criticized for just unnecessarily making their characters uglier. Mass Effect Andromeda also faced heavy criticism for its representation of its female characters. Firstly, in its introduction of a new Asari party member called Peebee, who was unkindly compared to the Asari party member from the original series, Liara, with critics pointing to Phoebe's rounder face as yet another example of unnecessarily de-objectifying female characters. The second complaint was that the female choice of protagonist, Sarah, doesn't look like the person, Jade Rossi, that they were supposedly modeled from. And once again, the game developers were accused of deliberately making their characters ugly, and doing so solely to appease feminists. And all of this just highlights how the attitude that women's value is determined only by their attractiveness not only affects individuals in their day-to-day life and how they are treated, but permeates across all aspects of our culture, including in how video games should be designed, developed, and marketed, which would be bad enough by itself, but add in the fact that women are now half of gamers, some studies say around 48%, others say it's more than half due to underreporting, and you can see why this is so incredibly problematic. And if the reaction to Fable 4's trailer is teaching us anything, it's that we still have a long way to go.